So, here's my question that I've been asking myself today. Why am I telling myself a poverty story? So, obviously, some stuff came up for me that I came up with that question. And my reasons were, to start off with, it's my default position. I know it. I have proof of it. And I'm used to feeling lackful. And the real reason I found underneath all that, it excuses me from greatness. It hides my light. It means I can go, oh, I can't afford that, I can't afford that. And it doesn't even fully make sense, but I can just go, poor little me, and be invisible. So, though I don't have answers for that, I figure I'll shine a great big light on that. It excuses me from greatness. Do I want to be excused from greatness? I'm scared of greatness. So then I asked myself, why don't I want to be great? And the only answer I could come up with was that people will say or think that I'm crazy. I don't like that answer, because then you think of, amazing, great people and how many people they had thinking they were crazy. They may have even been punished for their way of thinking because it was new and great. And they didn't let it stop them. So why am I telling myself a poverty story? To keep me small. I guess you would only click on this video if you could relate to that, because anyone who doesn't tell themselves a poverty story is just like off to the side of this issue. But I think there's some of us that we know that greatness is out there waiting for us, but we hold ourselves in this pattern of not enoughness. So really, this is me breaking out. This is me breaking out of letting that be an excuse. Okay, of feeling alone in that story too, of not even necessarily believing, because as soon as I say it out loud it makes it not true, but that I'm alone in that story, that I'm the only one who doesn't know how they're going to pay the rent. And I feel like I need to put on this facade that that's not happening. Yeah, but that's happening. I've got a toothache. I'm not going to go to the dentist. I'm going to chew on cloves. And I may find that that's enough. That might even be better than going to the dentist. I'll look it up in my book about what that means, what my body's telling me about that, and heal myself. And then I tell myself that that's quite a good thing about poverty, is that it makes me look outside or look inside, rather than going to the person who fixes toothache. Yeah. Which is also an expanded view on, instead of just like, I'm poor, poor little me, I haven't got enough to do all the things, I can go, I've had to stop and pause and look at different ways of being than just being like, I've got this sore bit, I go to the person who deals with those sore bits, and I get to look within. So really, why am I telling myself a poverty story? I think, why am I thinking it's so bad that I'm telling myself a poverty story? Because actually there's a lot of growth in it. There's a lot of stuff that I really want to share in it, is that and not just if you have to stop because you can't afford to just go along with the usual way that things are done, you have to look at alternatives, and the best ones are inside. Yeah. So although I started off with going, oh, poor me, I want to change, which is still true, and I still want to live a much wealthier life than I do, and at least have all my needs met without worrying about paying the rent. But if I can look beyond my toothache to what that means to me, yeah, I'm gonna look that up. I've got this book here, The Secret Language of Your Body. Yeah, I'm gonna see what that book tells me, and that'll set me on a whole another journey. But although, there's a thing of poverty bad, poverty not all bad. I'm going to leave that there and look up my book. Thank you. So I've just got my book here. It's this book, The Secret Language of Your Body, by Inna Segal. So I looked up teeth, and this is what it says. Holding on to shame, guilt, fear, anger, blame, bitterness. Difficulty in making empowering decisions, self-neglect, unresolved childhood issues, and frequent self-sabotage. Feeling overwhelmed and stressed, frustrated about your inability to express yourself clearly. So that's sums up pretty much a lot of stuff. Oh, about me. Yeah, that'd be why I've got a toothache. So I'll just read the first bit of the remedy. Is focus on your teeth. Close your eyes. Imagine you have a small vacuum cleaner which is able to suck out all density or toxins from your teeth. Observe as dense, heavy energy comes out of your teeth. And then it's quite involved, and it goes on quite a bit. But yes, emotions to work with: shame, guilt, fear, anger. Colours to work with: white, blue. Shame, guilt, fear, and anger. Yeah. To have a really good close look at myself. And I do, back to my question from my last video, which was, why am I telling myself a poverty story? Shame, guilt, fear, anger. Yeah. But I also in my last video and talking it through came up with my next step, which was looking at the book. And I will do the exercises in the book. Like I said, it's quite involved and it's a really good base for things. So also in that, what my sort of point that took me to my toothache and to thinking about that was that because I can't just go the quick fix of, you know, go to the dentist, although that wouldn't necessarily be a quick fix because, you know, I know like that tooth did have a filling in it and now it hasn't. So, you know, technically they would want to do a lot of work on it. And then that wouldn't actually deal with the underneath issue of guilt and shame and fear and anger. So I'd still have those. So whether that would come forth as problems with more teeth, or other things, because, you know, it's pretty common, well, it is around me anyway, around people that I see, is that we have all these physical issues going on, and so we're always trying to fix these physical issues. But what if we dealt with our feelings of guilt and shame and anger and fear, especially fear? Fear sort of encompasses all of those other ones. If we deal with those feelings, maybe we don't need to get toothaches. So, the reason I say that I think that fear encompasses all those other ones is guilt and shame, they're sort of like pushed down emotions. So they're ones that have been gathering there for my whole life, for our whole lives. And they started from fear, you know, when you're yelled at by an adult and you sort of go, oh, I'll push that down. Oh no, I did a bad thing. Push that down and don't be with that again. And so we stack up the guilt and shame because of fear. And what if fear is just a lack of love? Because when we're little, we need to get to start off with, believe that we're going to get our love from other people, essentially our parents. And then we get the shakedown of what's acceptable and what's not. And yeah, I don't want to really go down that rabbit hole at the moment, because I think I wanted to shake down all of those feelings into fear, because a fear is an absence of love, and I'm the only one here. I'm the only one that can give me the love. And I have to call on higher parts of myself and deeper parts of myself to find that, because the 3D me has been told that that's not here. 3D me has told myself that that's not here, that that's not available for me, because things I did wrong, things other people did wrong because of wrongness. Yeah. But lately I've been working on that there is no wrong, that everything that ever happened was what was meant to happen at that time. So no wrong, only right. No fear, only love. Then we can work this all out. And we is just me at the moment on this video. But as I access more higher, deeper parts of myself, then that's where I can get the love from, and that can always be growing. I can always look deeper, always look higher. And then I was going to say, oh, and I'll leave it there. But is that my fear showing up? Is that like, because I'm, okay, oh, I might get too, I'll go back to my thing of before I started recording. Am I hiding from greatness? And why am I hiding from greatness? I'm just making a video and I don't even have to show it to anyone. I have also been working with being a tree. So 3D me is the trunk of the tree. And I can always grow taller, get more leaves to look towards the sun. My roots can keep growing and new ones can keep growing. Infinite expansion. That's what I really want. And I don't ever want to be completed. Although I am complete. I love being a tree. Because as a tree I'm perfect. However I am. Whatever stage of life I'm in, I'm perfect. Whatever size I am. Whatever broken bits I've got. I can still expand. I can still grow more roots. Grow more branches, grow more leaves. If you'd like to breathe with me, breathe in the power of the tree as my roots grow out the base of my feet, the base of my spine. Forever growing down, deep and wide, grounded to the earth. As my branches grow up and out, open to the universe. So that's my job as the tree. Growing and expanding. know I'm guilty of letting poverty hide my greatness. It's a really crap excuse I've been using. I do love calling myself out on my crap excuses. And I'm really glad that I shone a light on that to go, I think, well, I was going to say some perfect little sentence there and it didn't come, but shining a light on that. And then it has to break up and disappear because it's so stupid. But if I don't shine a light on that, I keep it and I just carry on believing it. And I have to teach myself away from doing that a lot of times to get a handle on that, to actually believe myself that my hiding doesn't serve anyone. I mean, what if people hear me and go, oh, crazy lady? Will I survive? Probably. What if people clicked on the video and then went, oh no, crazy lady? Will I survive? Probably. There's a whole lot of what ifs and there's a whole lot of rabbit holes I don't want to go down with that one. And yeah, so many beliefs. Even though I'm just looking at the time and it's on 16:45. I'm like, oh, that's a long video. I can't take up that much of people's time. But if you were listening to this last bit, you even enjoyed a long silence with me. Thank you. Thank you. So we're in this together. We are all in this together, whether how much we look at each other or not. Thank you for being my witness. I'm going to wrap up. So, ask yourself good questions. And have a blessed, wonderful day. Thank you.